Hi, and welcome to Mum's Time to Shine. How to connect to your soul's purpose and pursue it without sacrificing quality time and connection with your family. I'm your host, Victoria Bond, and today we have Allana Pratt joining us. Thank you for joining us today, Allana.
I love your accent. I'm from Canada, and we say mum, but I've been living in America for so long where they say mom, and I'm just like, oh my God, she says mum, okay.
So Allana is a relationship and intimacy expert, and you're an author and a coach as well. So we've got lots to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the main missings that happens when we become moms, we forget that when mama's happy, everybody's happy. And we forget where we get the biggest bang for our buck. Motherhood is almost masculine. We're doing, right? And the feminine part of us is receiving and alluring and inviting. But when the kids don't do anything and we have to do everything, we kind of get into that focused masculine mode, and we forget how nourishing and nurturing for our energy, our creativity, our sensuality, a healthy, intimate sex life is. So I want to talk about the importance of it, the sacredness of it, to really hold your body as reverent and divine, and to make time to relax, open, let go, and surrender.
Which is really hard. I mean, I am no exception. I've been with my husband for 18 years. We've had time when we broke up for a couple of years in our early 20s, and we got back together and had children, and got a great relationship. But when you are being mum and you're giving, and you've got a kid here and a kid here, and then your husband goes, I just want to cuddle you, like, can you just get off me?
Yeah.
I need my space. And also, I really identify with the masculine, what you're saying, because I'm a Virgo, a real go person, must get it done. And putting down those barriers to be vulnerable and just and to open up is actually hard sometimes.
Oh, not sometimes, like a lot of the time. Yeah. One of the things I think that triggers us to take us out of our center is our need to control as mothers. I mean, we have these little babies and we don't want them to die. And so we go into seeking our control from the outside in, which makes us kind of crunchy and tight and clenched, and it's harder to surrender. Also, another thing that triggers us with motherhood is we want to look good. We want to do it right. And there's no guidebook, and every kid is different, and we fail. Well, I did anyways. I mess up every day. I yell. I didn't do that very well. Someone else looks like they have it all together. So there's a lot of triggers that take us away from our confidence, our openness, our flow, our just joy and goofiness. So when you put the word sacred and sexy together, it starts to open up like, oh, wait a minute. My sexy isn't just putting out, do the grocery list, have sex with a husband, make the lunches for tomorrow. It becomes a to-do list. We have to really remember the sacredness of it and the nourishing part of it. And it's okay if you first cry. Like sometimes you just need a good cry. Sometimes you start having sex and you're just angry and you're just like, whoa, and you want to be the dominant one first before you surrender. Or you want to say, hey, I really need a bath. Can you please put the kids to bed? I just need to shave my legs. I can't even remember the last time I shaved my legs. Yeah. And so do what you need to do. Honor your emotion, energy in motion. It's okay. You don't have to be the perfect porn star in the bedroom and, whatever. You can just be real. Ask for what you desire. Let it be okay if you're wobbly. Let it be okay if you just need him to listen. I just need 10 minutes to talk. And then we can make love. Like whatever you need, ask for it and set him up to win. But so that he's expecting, okay, I don't know how the ocean's going to be today. What weather is it going to be today? Does she need to cry, scream, talk alone? But your goal is, I choose to be with you. I choose to connect with you. I choose that there is sacred, sexual, sensual communion in this home, because that's an energy. The kids feel it. They sleep better. They feel mommy and daddy are connected. You feel supported and desired. He feels like the hero, and things go well. But we have to make it a priority and have a talk about this needs to be a priority.
Yeah. And I think when you're talking about the kids feeling stuff, it's really interesting. My husband and I have a good relationship. we're very different. So we're yin and yang. I'm the ambitious, like loud kind of, I suppose I'm a little bit dominant and controlling, which, you know, I work on. And he's quite laid back and, you know, he still wears the pants, of course. But if we have a row, we never like argue like this. But if we're having a disagreement and it's quiet and the kids haven't really heard it, my daughter is so intuitive, as am I. She will cry in her sleep, and I'll go into her room and go, oh my gosh, okay, that's it. So I sage the house. I get my husband and we talk. I said that we can't have this energy in the house at all because she can feel it. So my son, he sucks it in. He's a massive, like, spiritual energy kind of sucker in, right? And then he just goes, ah! But my daughter, she's fine when she's awake, and then she'll cry. And we don't have night terrors. We don't have crying and sleep. We don't have that stuff because I understand energy and how that works. But it's very interesting when your children are playing out or having unsettled dreams, look at your relationship, which is an awareness you just brought to me, and that whole sex thing as well, like, it's so taboo. I said to my mum when I was 18, because I've been with my husband from 16, Mum, I'm just brought up a good Catholic girl. Mum, I've had sex with my husband. We weren't married. And she said, I'm not stupid. And I said, I just want to tell you. I just want to talk about it. And she just went, okay. And that was it. Cut off. Do not mention one more thing. So I know that now with my daughter, I'll be very open about it. Sex is not wrong, even if it's not your forever partner. But yeah, anyway, carry on. This is very interesting.
No, this is also very interesting what you're saying. So a couple things. Yes, we now as mothers have the opportunity to speak with our children about the natural, healthy, sacred, beautiful energy of sexuality, and that this is a divine temple to be honored, and that nobody gets around it or in it unless they honor and respect us, and that we can touch ourselves and have pleasure, and that's normal. I remember conversations with my son. It feels good to touch your penis, doesn't it? Yeah. I go, so when we're at dinner at the house, let's just touch your penis in the bedroom, and when we go out for dinner, we'll wait till we get home. But no shame in touching your penis. Your penis is awesome. He's 15 now. He tells me about, using condoms, and tells me about having sex, and we check the energy. Does the person have an STD? Will they honor me? Will they be grateful for me? You can ask the energy all these questions if we can keep our kids listening to our bodies, listening to the energy, and honoring. She cried in her sleep for a reason. She's right. He was suctioning in all the energy because he didn't know what to do with it. So to have these conversations, not even necessarily about sex itself, but about energy itself, to trust ourselves and what to do with it. And we don't want to deflect it because it'll stick. We don't want to hold on to it. It'll make us sick. I watched my mom die at 61, cancer, all of that inside of her. So she gave me a really good lesson, a painful lesson, but a good lesson if we hold in the anger. So we want to overall learn how to embrace, get the lesson, breathe, release, and then the gem that the emotion leaves. Have the courage, heart, not strength and pushing, courage of the heart to speak our truth, take action, and create what this energy is asking us to create. It's like an invitation to speak up. Something's out of integrity. Something's off with values. And so there's nothing wrong with conflict. It's part of life. You're going to have half support and half conflict. Or half challenge, whatever you want to call it. That's humanity. That's life. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we only clamor for the pleasure and pretend everything's fine when it's not, the kids are like, something's up. But if we can say, hey, sometimes in life things are tough. That's totally normal. Let's lean in. Let's get the gift. Let's listen to the message. Let's do our 10 more push-ups, even if it's uncomfortable, to live our dream. Be willing to do what's hard to have a life that's easy. And if you're only willing to do what's easy, your life's going to be hard. So there's nothing wrong with challenge. It's just how do we embrace it? So back to our sacred sexy. I think it's really important for us moms to have like me time, mom time, but also body sensuality time. It's
Yeah.
easy to go out with the girls for a glass of wine. Okay, we can get that one handled. We can say, okay, mom needs to go shopping, or mom needs a day at the spa, or, you know, tonight's out with dad. That's easy. And dad knows how to go out with the guys. But it's like, how much time do we spend in nature?
Mm-hmm.
How much time do we spend with a little self-pleasuring in the morning? How much time do we spend really touching our body in a way like, hey, sweet body, what do you want to let me know?
Mm-hmm.
It's important to have a sensual, nourishing practice as part of our life. It doesn't need to take more than 10 minutes, but to keep it alive and flowing and receptive, this energy that will come in you, as you, and through you, when you let it be okay that you masturbate in the morning. Like my son, I trained him 700. Don't come in mommy's room because I'm looking for patience and kindness. And it took him about 3 days till I got the training done. But then he came in, Mommy, did you find your patience and kindness? And then, yes, I did. Because I'm a cranky mom getting up at 5:45. I just am. But if I can take from 6:30 to 7 to meditate, journal, vision, masturbate, have a bath. Like, what a concept. Have a bath first thing in the day. Relax versus go. I am such a patient, wonderful mother. Creative downloads happen. Life force energy wants to come in me, as me, and through me to be a kind, playful, patient mother, to be a creative, driven, go-getter woman, to be more alluring, inviting, and appreciative to my beloved, my partner. This capacity to be our best self doesn't just happen. We have to nourish the plant. We have to, water the plant. And we are this feminine, beautiful plant. So to value that, and then, as you said, pass it along to our children, that this is normal, natural, beautiful, and sacred.
And releasing that control does not mean that you don't have, that you're not in control. It's just a different form, because
True.
Yeah.
Well, because, like, let's be honest, we can't control anybody. It sucks, but we can't. We can't control life. That sucks too, but we can't. But we can choose. We can respond. We can discern. We can be aware. We can make choices. We can do all of these things, but we can't control shit. And the sooner we really surrender to that, it's a very humbling moment. Yeah. It's a very humbling moment. When I got divorced when my son was 1. My boobs were still like milk, was coming. And I had to go, you know what? He might not come back. They might get in a car accident. That might be the end of it. I am not in control, right? And I could spend the whole time away from him worrying and all the rest of it. Or I could spend my time away from him nourishing myself so that I could be even more playful, present, and patient with him when he returned. It's up to us. And when we can do our best to make good structures, good choices with our kids, but then ultimately let go, we're still sort of holding space. We're still aware. We're still discerning. We're just not gripping. And they feel spaciousness. They feel creative freedom. Even my son, we talked last night and he had something difficult to tell me, something he thought would make me upset. And I said, well, you know the deal. I'm human. I feel, but I won't judge you. And I will love you unconditionally. So he told me what he wanted to tell me. And I breathed and I said, okay. And we have this little saying, shit, fuck, goddamn, bugger, damn. We just say it a couple times and then everything's fine. And I go, okay. I go, I honor you for telling me the truth, living your truth, having the difficult conversation. You are a better young man. You will be better with your teachers, better with who you date, better on the baseball team because you're willing to do this. And he goes, Mom, most people judge. Most people don't listen like you do. And I said, okay, well, that's your job then, to sit in the fire and choose wisely who your friends will be. You want to choose people that honor you. They don't have to agree. They are an allowance. They don't have to like it, but they just won't push you down and suppress you. Know what that feels like. Choose people like that. So these are some of the conversations to have with our partner. I need 10 minutes in the morning for you to do something with the kids because I need my sensual time. Why don't we have, these are called dyads, a great practice with your husband, your partner. There are these conversations that are safe where we don't emasculate each other. We don't judge each other. We don't have comebacks. We don't have rebuttals. We don't have justification. We just listen. Sometimes men have trouble listening to us women because we just talk and talk and talk. And we know they're not listening. So we talk some more and talk some more. And it's not a very good cycle. So these dyads are this sacred connection. It can be naked in bed. It can be going for a drive. It can be in the bathtub. It can be candlelit dinner. It can be sitting under the stars with the blankets. It's just your time to come together. And all you're allowed to say when you talk back and forth is thank you. It's safe. There's going to be no rolling of the eyes, no rebuttal. Just listen. And you'd be amazed at how few words we need to communicate and how much he will communicate, because we shut the fuck up too. And we just listen. And you can have these. So dyads are 3 questions. The first one, tell me something you like about me. And you can make it kind of like a sexy one. So tell me something you like about my beauty, my body, our sex life, or it can just be in general. And you never knew that he really liked the meatloaf. Wow, I didn't know you liked the meatloaf. Okay. And then back and forth, just 5 minutes back and forth, and all you say is thank you. It builds affinity. Sometimes we forget just to tell each other that what we like about each other, right? So this also affair-proofs marriages, because when I've spoken with people that have had affairs, I said, why did you do it? Well, I just wasn't being appreciated anymore. I was being taken for granted. So this is simple but profound. So that's the first question. Tell me something you like about me. Second question, tell me something you think we align on. Whenever there's a fight, we are on separate teams and trying to kill each other, right? But if you have 5 minutes of what we align on, we align on being good parents, being the best we can. We align on having a healthy, hot sex life. We align on supporting each other to follow our dreams. This kind of thing. We align on wanting to tell the truth. No elephants in the living room, like really handle stuff, take responsibility, talk. So that's back and forth. Again, only say thank you. And the third question you do for about 30 minutes. So 5, 5, 30. This is your practice once a week. So this last question can be, tell me something about you and our sex life. Or the question could be for 30 minutes, tell me something about you and your sexual fantasies. Or it could be, tell me something that you're afraid to tell me. Tell me something that would turn you on. Tell me something that you're grateful for. It could be anything. So this is a safe place to start talking about what you desire sexually in a way that you won't emasculate. They don't feel like they're going to be made wrong. And you'd be amazed how delicious the conversations get. And then you just complete the conversation. And then, later that night or later that week, you have this little secret between the two of you. And it really builds intimacy because you're raw, real, transparent, honest, and connected. Do this every week. Even just do this once a month. Oh my goodness, that energy, just when he comes in the kitchen or you come in the living room, having had these new deep conversations, you feel it, you see each other. It's like this deeper, 5 levels deep connection. When you touch each other in the kitchen, it's not just a slap. You feel more deeply, you surrender more fully. It makes a difference.
And I think the touch, I've always known that, I took that on from quite young, that having that intimacy, so I'll quite often go up to my husband and I'll just touch him like this. And just by touching him or putting my hand there, my parents aren't touchers. They love each other in their own way. They don't touch. I remember seeing them touch when I was a real little girl and they were like kissing, so they must have been really happy. And I was like, what are you doing? I wanted to get in there, But I think touching is huge. And, you get older and you don't have that person to touch you. It's so important to physically, and I'll say to my husband, I'll be real honest and frank. I said, I don't feel connected to you. I don't feel in love with you. And he just goes, okay. And I said, we need to connect. So that doesn't necessarily mean sex. Sex is great if that's what happens. But I need us to touch hands while we're in bed, or I need a hug, a 5-minute hug. Yeah. Get your hearts together. And, because I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old and a very demanding son who wants to be in bed with us all the time. And I can tell, my husband works his butt off. So like tonight we're going to go out for dinner and I might do that 5, 5 and 30, perfect amount of time when you're out for dinner. But doing that is, I see these relationships around, and what happens with no judgment, just being observant, is we start, and I've done it myself, we start expecting too much from our husbands. We go out, we're going out for a drink with the girls, and you say, when I get home, I want this, and this done. My husband always looks at me and says, don't ask me to do one thing. so I actually don't. And I now think if my kids have been looked after, he's fed them well, well, his kids too, but he's spent some quality time with them. Who cares about the rest? It's washing. Let it go. So I've had to change my patterns as well because I was extremely controlling a few years ago. Been with that guy since I was a kid. So that connection and that touch and tapping in to see how they're feeling. Because usually we get in, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that. What if he's drowning and he's depressed and you haven't even clicked and you haven't touched him for a month? You know, so I love that. That's great.
This is great what you're saying about the hugging. It's in chapter 5. I have a book coming out. I don't know when this will air, but like my book comes out next week. Chapter 5 is like rituals of intimacy. And so I have a lot of them in there, but one of them is the 6-second hug twice a day. So you think about it, 1 potato, 2 potato, we're gone. 3 potato, 4 potato. Oh, now it's getting a little, now we're really feeling what's going on in the marriage. 5 potato, 6 potato. But if you can be there that long, twice a day, you'd be so amazed. Oh, look at that. I'm not even present. Oh, now I'm present. Oh, now I'm scared. Oh, now I'm turned on. Oh, now I'm angry. Oh, like everything that's actually going on in the relationship will be right there in the hug. And then you do it at the end of the day. Touch, presence. Amazing.
That's perfect. And what I was finding as well is my husband, I'm busy, I have a hair salon and I was going to go downstairs and work, and he comes up to me and he goes to grab me and I go, no. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going, oh, this is so wrong. I'm saying no. I'm like, I'm in a hurry. And he goes, just give me a hug. And then you go through those emotions. So it's like I grab him and I'm like, oh, I don't have time for this. But then I'm like, oh, this is so nice. Oh, okay, I can do 30 seconds. Come on, it's 30 seconds.
Yeah. So what, you can ask yourself a question. So what would it take for me to let go of control enough to rest into the banks of the river and be nourished? It might make you cry. There might be your next level of evolution of letting go and trusting the universe, trusting yourself, trusting you're enough regardless of the outcome. Like whatever it is, it could be a request. It could be you don't want to hug him because he forgot such and such and you're still pissed and you haven't talked about it. Like whatever is true will bubble up. And that's part of intimacy, slowing down, listening, communicating in a way. I call them sandwiches. This is in my book as well. If you just go straight for the jugular, it's like, oh, they get a little defensive. But if you can put it in this is the bread and this is the, the meat and cheese. I'm so grateful. I'm such a lucky woman to be married to you. Just that. Oh, he's open. He's receptive. It would make me so happy if you would cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. How does that work for you? What are your thoughts on that? Thanks so much for considering my request. Like just having a little kindness, having a little, softness. We underestimate the power of our softness, right? We are these radiant lights. They just want to be around and plug into and the rest of it, right? And so we have no idea that when our light goes down and we go more into that single focus masculine, we're not nourishing to be around and we don't receive and we sort of live from the chin up. And so if this 6-second hug, or you go for it, 30-second hug, is this new ritual, I think just that will change everything. And if you could add those dyads to it as well. And we're not here just to be like metaphysical, airy-fairy, positive people. Like it's okay to be sad, mad, ashamed, pissed off. But again, just be kind. Be kind, put things in sandwiches, learn how to communicate in a way that forwards the relationship, strengthens the relationships, builds deeper intimacy, not control, tit for tat, and separation. So many relationships I'm able to like twist just by we women, because we are the seed, I think, the seed of the family, the soul of the family. I really think we are. And if we can go deeper in our heart, our belly, our vagina, our hips, feel the earth come up and hold us, we're enough. It's going to be okay. It is okay.
Yeah.
Open this flower.
Yeah, like feeling it, like you're saying, like there's a couple of things I've watched of yours, and the first time I really tapped into this type of stuff was when I gave birth to my daughter. And I remember people talking about orgasmic births, and I'm like, yeah, those people are crazy. but I did mindful birthing, and
Mm.
oh my gosh, I had the most beautiful experience giving birth to my big daughter. She was like 8'6", and I'm not a big person, and I was going, wow, that's that is the best experience of my life. My husband was there doing the hypnobirthing with me, talking me
Nice.
stuff, and he was just touching me, and I said, kiss my head. This is in the middle of birth. This is like the middle, like, and people watch my video, my birth slideshow, and they go, oh my God. I should put that shit on YouTube. It is so beautiful. My husband is kissing my head, and I was like, kiss me. And I was like, this is so beautiful. I could feel everything like it was vibrations. And I say to people, you don't have to have a painful birth. My one was not painful. My one was the most spiritual experience I've ever had. Well, the very start of it. And
I love that. Yeah, I love this story. So just quick, I did hypnobirthing as well. 7 minutes, no ripping, no drugs. Yeah, it totally works. I concur. But what you were just saying about how you received him in a moment of, we could call it stress. You chose, like hypnobirthing, I don't know how you were taught, but I was taught it's not a contraction, it's a surge. And I saw like that beautiful, like the proton is a dual toroidal field right at the core unit of matter. And so that's what my body was doing. Mommy and baby are one. It was just coming down in these beautiful, effortless, like my body was doing what it needed to do. And I was eating a hamburger, talking to my friends. And then, I'm like, oh, look at that. Look, the head's here. Okay, let's push it up. So anyways, the idea was you were going through something, we'll call it intense, but you welcomed his touch, his affection. You received, you allowed, you let go of control. So if you just even bring that energy, just little slivers of it throughout the day, I can just imagine what will be possible in your relationship and in the viewers. Can you lean in and let go of control? And you don't have to like the intensity or like that things are challenging, but you can be an allowance. That's this really present, active choice, right? But we're not clutching and we're not resisting and we're not judging. We're just these incredibly powerful feminine beings that, you know, you're just as big as the universe. And it's almost like Neo in the Matrix. What you got, universe? I got this, right? And let him be your hero. Right? We can still be Wonder Woman, but if we can let him also be our hero, he'll want to do more for us. It'll be so fun to do more for us. But if all we focus on is what he hasn't done or hasn't done well enough, he doesn't want to try.
And it's good to have friends. I will, if my friends say something, I will say, okay, I want you to look at your behavior. Would you want to be married to you? And they go, oh my gosh. And they're like, no. And I'm like, just saying. I'm real honest though.
I like
I know we don't have a lot of time left. Can you tell us about your free gift today?
Yes. Okay, so I mentioned that there's a book coming up. So getting this free gift will get you into my newsletter every week, so you'll be alerted to that when it comes out. But the gift is about vulnerability. So what we've been talking about, allowing and receiving, is vulnerability. And it's actually very sexy. It makes us irresistible, approachable, safe, and men want to serve us. So the name of the gift is Vulnerability is the New Sexy. It's at my website, allanapratt.com/vulnerability. It's a 7-step complimentary training that I've created so you can see the power in your softness. You can be the space for the kids to behave better. You can be alluring in a classy, sacred, sexy way with your partner. You can feel beautiful in your skin. You can love being a woman, even a crazy, busy, mother-driven, working woman. You can still love being a woman. I think it's really going to nourish you on a mother basis, friendship basis, business basis, and certainly with your partner on a sexual basis.
Thank you so much. We will have all the links on here, so people, you guys can just jump straight in and get this amazing free gift. You know, our relationships and sex are really important, and it's been taboo for most of my life. I couldn't even show cleavage. I was very much a good Catholic girl, and I was just too scared to, you know, go out of this way. And I've had conversations with my young brother, who's only 16, about how sex is okay, and never for anyone to tell you it's not. So everyone has different belief systems, but you know, sex it up, man. Like, and that doesn't mean sex. It just means, you know, like, feel sexy, be sexy, and
yes.
Yeah.
One thing I want to end with, because I love what you're saying, and you're such an awesome big sister to your brother. Life force energy, chi, is sexual energy. The energy that births a star or blossoms a flower or gives us an orgasm or this the inspiration for the telesummit. All of this energy is sexual energy. Yeah. And so sometimes that's like this sort of orgasmic, but sexual energy is also this tender healing energy we are with our children. It's this flow through us to nurture and care and heal and write a new book and have bow chicka bow bow, crazy awesome sex, wild naughty, like it's all of it. It's all of it. So we never need to shut it off. Maybe it's appropriate only to have like genital copulation at certain times in life, but it's always available for creative ideas. It's always available for kindness and tenderness. So you can allow this energy to flow all the time, knowing it's the very energy that's spinning the planet right now, helping you to breathe. It's all the same energy. So to welcome it, to surrender, so we don't have to be so in control, and it makes you vibrant and youthful and juicy and grateful. So just let it in. Yeah.
Loosen up.
Loosen up.
Thank you so much, Allana. So your website that people want to know more about you, because obviously relationship coaches and experts, I know in New Zealand it's not like this massive thing, but you don't have to have your relationship drowning before you find a relationship coach. You can just really have it to enhance it even more, just like every other.
I have clients all over the world. I work on Zoom, single or in relationship, people that even work with me once a month after they've worked with me for a while, because you just want to nourish it. We go to a financial advisor, we go to a personal coach, but our relationships, we don't put on that same priority. So I have wonderful clients, and the results are exponential for what you put in, what you get out. And I love my life and my job. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And thank you so much for being such an inspiration and for being straight up and honest. And because, sex is, like I say, taboo. You probably would get a little bit of backlash of people saying, really? But I think it's great. And I think that everyone needs to hear this.
I'm so glad. Yeah. Put the word sacred beside sexy from now on. Anytime you ever see the word sexy and you're referring to yourself, it's like, it's my sacred sexy, slap your ass. Yeah. You are divine. You are divine goddess, and you deserve pleasure. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to see what our next expert brings. But check out Allana and on YouTube as well. She's got some very interesting things on YouTube. So very interesting. So check it out. Cool. Thanks so much, Allana.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.